Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Chinedu and Nneka both turned to see a young woman standing in the doorway. She was beautiful, with dark, shining eyes and a smile that seemed to light up the room. "Amaka," Chinedu whispered, his heart pounding. The woman nodded. "Yes, Chinedu, it's me," she said softly. Chinedu felt a rush of emotions, joy, relief, confusion, all at once. He rushed to Amaka and took her hands in his. "Where have you been? I searched everywhere for you," he exclaimed. Amaka sighed and looked down. "It wasn't my choice to leave, Chinedu. I was taken away by my family, who didn't approve of our relationship. They forced me to marry another man in a distant village," she explained, her voice filled with sadness. Chinedu felt a deep sadness wash over him. He had always believed that Amaka had abandoned him, but now he understood that she had suffered just as much as he had. "But when I heard that you had married and had children, I knew I had to move on," Amaka continued, tears glistening in her eyes. "I wanted you to be happy, even if it wasn't with me." Chinedu's heart ached as he realized the depth of Amaka's love for him. She had sacrificed her own happiness so that he could have a better life. And yet, here she was, standing before him, after all these years. Nneka watched in silence, her heart heavy with guilt and fear. She knew that Chinedu might choose to leave her and be with Amaka, the woman he had truly loved. But she also knew that she couldn't fight destiny. She had done wrong, and now she had to face the consequences. Chinedu turned to Nneka, his eyes filled with pain and confusion. He didn't know what to do. He loved Amaka, but he also had a family with Nneka, a family that he couldn't just abandon. "Nneka, Chinedu began, but he didn't know how to finish. Nneka took a deep breath and spoke softly. "Chinedu, I've made many mistakes, but I never stopped loving you. I understand if you want to be with Amaka. I only ask that you don't forget our children. They need their father." Chinedu's heart felt like it was being torn in two. He wanted to be with Amaka, but he also couldn't bear the thought of leaving his children. He knew that whatever choice he made, someone would be hurt. As Chinedu struggled with his decision, a sudden gust of wind blew through the room, extinguishing the lamp that lit the room. The room was plunged into darkness, and for a moment, all was silent. Then, a deep voice echoed through the room, sending chills down everyone's spine. "Chinedu, you have been deceived, but you are not without fault. The path you choose now will determine your fate." Chinedu froze, his heart racing. He recognized the voice. It was the same voice he had heard in his dreams, warning him of danger. But this time, the voice was real, and it was speaking directly to him. The voice continued, "You must decide with wisdom, for the lives of many depend on your choice. Remember, the truth will always find its way, no matter how deep it is buried." Chinedu felt a shiver run down his spine as the voice faded away, leaving him in silence. He knew that the decision he was about to make would change his life forever. But he also knew that he couldn't make it alone. Tears filled Chinedu's eyes as he turned to Amaka and Nneka, both of whom were staring at him with expectant expressions. His heart was heavy with the weight of the decision, but he knew that he had to choose wisely. Chinedu took a deep breath and said, "I need time to think. I need to find the right path, not just for me, but for all of us." He turned to Nneka and added, "I don't know what the future holds, but I promise to do what is right." Nneka nodded, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I understand, Chinedu. Take all the time you need." Amaka also nodded, her eyes filled with sorrow. "I will wait, Chinedu. Whatever you decide, I will respect your choice." With that, Chinedu left the room and walked into the night, his heart filled with confusion and uncertainty. He knew that the choice he had to make would be the hardest one of his life, but he also knew that it was a choice only he could make. As Chinedu walked through the quiet village, his mind raced with thoughts of what had happened, the secrets that had been revealed, and the unknown future that awaited him. The night was dark, but somewhere in the distance, he could see the faint glow of dawn on the horizon, a sign that, no matter what, a new day would come, bringing with it the hope of a new beginning. But the question remained, which path would Chinedu choose, and what would the future hold for him, Nneka, and Amaka? The answer was still hidden, waiting to be uncovered as the story continued. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Where are you watching from? Kindly leave a comment below.